Plebby16.
But Mr. YouTube, you're not looking at the right content. It says art subject to change. It says art subject to change on every fucking collector's edition we look at. Yep. Now, to be fair, the artwork has finally been released for the ReZero Prophecy of the Throne Collector's Edition. My biggest thing with companies that use placeholder stock images for their collector's editions are they can be misleading in both good and bad ways.
That's right.
Now, in the case of this collector's edition, it was misleading in a very fucking bad way. Because it made people like us that like to review these collector's editions day 1, day 2, day 3, 3 weeks later, depending on when the plebs tell us about them. It made people like us take a look at them and go, this is kind of a fucking lazy collector's edition.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, what we had to look at was fucking lazy.
It was like, what, a black box, right?
So what Spike Chunsoft really should have done is they should have just used a stock image of a black screen with a question mark on it. They'd have been better off. They'd have probably hurt themselves less. Actually, probably not hurt themselves at all. But they definitely would have been better off, I think, doing that until they had this ready. So what I'm going to do today, now remember the collector's edition is $89.99, standard release is $59.99. And originally we said that the value, according to how we break things down, was there, but we felt it was a lazy collector's edition. Which, to be fair, on what we had to go on, it was. Now, are you ready to take a look at the full cover, full color, box art, steelbook, etc., 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 and give a, I think is this a first ever?
First ever updated opinion.
Is this the first ever re-review of a collector's edition?
Let's do it.
We can't do that. GG, your plebs, video's over. No, I'm just kidding. Now, are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Get your butt clenched?
It's clenched hard.
Got enough lube?
Yep.
Ready? Okay, here we go. So let's take a look at what we have.
Okay.
You have box art.
The game.
To be fair, most of this was already visible, except for maybe what the pins actually looked like.
Pin box, okay.
Yep, but most of this was visible. And the last one, I think we might have just had a cover art that didn't have this. But these were not visible before. So now we can see what the pins look like, which is really cool. We can see our Steelbook display case.
That actually isn't total shit. I mean, it's decent.
Yes.
Full art Steelbook.
Full color art book.
Hardcover? Doesn't say hardcover.
Nope, doesn't give us that. But a full color art book.
Okay.
A gorgeous double-sided steelbook, complete with symbol and front cover artwork. And a soundtrack containing original music from the game.
Yeah.
I like this. I like how everything has a color palette that flows and stays together.
Well, I mean, we looked at it already and we said the breakdown was fair. Yeah. And I still think that holds. I mean, you guys, we usually give $10 on a steelbook if it's a reasonable steelbook, and that's a good steelbook.
That's a really good steelbook.
$10 on a soundtrack if it's physical, which that is, and $10 on those pins would be very fair. And you put that with the art book, you got more than your value there. Yeah. So when you look at it for an extra $30, I think you're very fine here on getting this.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think it's like, is it lazy? We said that. I mean, obviously with this artwork, you might want to, maybe we can rethink that.
Yeah.
That's fine. And I think the price is reflective of what they're offering here.
I agree.
It's not like, this is just $119 or something crazy.
Yeah, then I'd be saying it's a ripoff.
Yeah.
Well, think about it like this. $59.99 if you're a day one buyer of this game, you're a big ReZero fan. I actually enjoyed it. But if you're a big ReZero fan, day one buyer of the game, you're thinking, I'm really going to jump into this, Would you pay an extra $30 for what I consider to be a really beautiful steelbook?
A beautiful steelbook, yep.
Pretty cool full color art book just from this right here. It looks cool. I like that. I really like this image.
I'm glad they told us it was full color. That's always important to me.
That's nice. Pins, now that the more you get to actually see them, pretty cool collection to have an actual full-on image of it. That's nice.
Yep.
And your soundtrack. Would I give an extra $30 for that? Yeah, I would.
Yeah, it's a fair value.
I would, as both an anime fan and a video game fan. I'd give you an extra $30 for that, and I'd give you an extra $30 for that for most series that I play, that I think I'm going to play consistently. So yeah, I don't think it's a terrible value. With the updated images, I don't think the Collector's Edition is lazy, and I think it's fair to update our previous thoughts on it.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what the viewers think about the ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Prophecy of the Throne Collector's Edition. Now that we have these updated images, shout out to the commenters that brought this to our attention. But now that we have this updated information here, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think the Collector's Edition is better now that we have this? Do you still think it's kind of 50-50? Like the video if you enjoyed the re-breakdown and review. Jesus Christ. Re-breakdown and review. Wow, that is... Whew. It's a re-breakdown and review.
And re-review.
Re-review. Re-review. Re-review. And re-breakdown. And like the video if you enjoyed that. We'll see each and everybody right here next time for more content like this.
You're welcome.
GG, Plebs.